We all know about the beautiful yarn created by La Bien Aimée, but did you know they have a new fiber line out? Yay! In this episode, we're going to explore some of their new fiber lines and spin them together. Keep watching to see it. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Thoughtfully Made Fiber Podcast. My name is Amy Scher and I am your host, as well as a knitting pattern designer, a spinner, a sewist, and sometimes weaver. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and from time to time I come on here and share all about the things that I'm making, as well as new pattern releases that I have going on. So if you are new here, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, I'm so glad you're back. I hope you enjoy your stay today. Today we have a very exciting episode. So you all know the wonderful yarn lines created by La Bien Aimée. I have myself designed with La Bien Aimée yarn quite a few times and have always enjoyed Aimée's curation of fibers and colors and the way that they come together to play. So I've worked with Aimée quite a few times now, and over the summer I had the pleasure of meeting her at Flock Fiber Festival. Aimée is quite a new spinner and she's decided to add some spinning fiber offerings to her shop. And this summer her team sent me some samples to try out, and I'm super excited because I've always loved many of their milled yarns, particularly Cori worsted, and I've been eyeing Cori confetti forever, and the only thing that's stopping me from getting it is like not knowing what I'm gonna do with it. Like the paralysis is so real of like being worried that I won't find a project that's good enough for it. But Aimée has put that worry to rest and sent me a braid of Cori confetti fiber, which is so smart. If you don't know, Cori confetti is a yarn line from La Bien Aimée that has recycled fibers, like the end cuts and the offcuts from the dyeing process, and they comb it out and put it in yarn, and now there's also a fiber version of it, and it's live today. I will be linking to her website below, and you can check out everything that I talk about today. This is 120 grams of confetti hand spinning fiber. And this particular new line has 50% 18.5 micron merino, 30% Shetland, and 20% recycled La Bien Aimée threads. And this color is called, and I'm about to butcher this, Gris Éphémère. And I'm going to break this open now. So she sent me this. The team sent me this over the summer, and it's been so hard to keep it a secret since. I'm really excited to break into it. I've been holding on to it this whole time. So 120 gram, pretty standard 4-ounce braid. It comes in a skinny braid like this. And she also sent me a second one, this guy, which is so cute. It's 50 grams. It's a 50 gram bag of cashmere and merino, 50% and 50%, in Brume, Sunrise, and Peach sweater. And here are the three: Brume, Sunrise, and I think Peach sweater. Oh wait, or is it this way? I think it's Brume, Sunrise, and Peach sweater. I think it's in that order. So these are really gorgeous little morsels. This is 50 grams, so that makes it, 55 grams. I think these are like little 1 ounce, half ounce morsels. So these are really pretty little samples that she has sent me, and it's been so hard to keep these a secret. I've been hanging on to them this whole time, not spinning them, not sharing them, and we're gonna break into them today. So without further ado, let's do our fiber prep and we'll get right into it. I'm gonna start with Cori confetti. So I'm gonna unbraid it broke it. I didn't pull it all the way out and I broke it. That's fine. I'm probably just gonna spin this like end to end. Okay, so this is a milled fiber. I don't know if she's gonna have like dyed versions, but it's wonderfully fluffy, not at all compacted, comes right apart. And I actually was super curious about this particular fiber combination of 50% merino, 30% Shetland. And I think I was right about it because I did a little research, and in my spinning experience, I think I'm just very sheltered. I typically see Shetland by itself. I don't really see it blended with merino. So I wrote Amy back and I asked her why 30% Shetland, and she wrote back and said, I chose Shetland wool because at the time I was developing the space, I had just traveled to Shetland and loved every minute. It is a place that I find super inspiring, and I love Shetland wool. I love knitting with it, and I thought about what it would be to mix it with a super fine merino. So I would say that this yarn lives up to that expectation. I think the Shetland makes it a little toothier. When I spin with pure, especially high micron, or sorry, the crimp is usually quite intense, and it can result in a very smooth yarn, especially when I'm spinning from a top like this. And it can often result in a very bouncy, very smooth, very luscious and plush yarn, especially in a comb top preparation like this. But the addition of Shetland gives it that extra toothiness and variegation in texture. And I think that's a very lovely pairing with the Tweedy waist yarn bits blended in. You can see like a little peach pop here. More down the line here. And I would say that the Tweedy Flex so far in the fiber is showing up a little more gently than it does in the yarn line that I've seen online. But we'll spin this up and see how it looks and go from there. So I'm gonna try to break it again so that it's roughly in half. There it is, there's the halfway point. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of it. It's a long one. Okay, I think that's half. And I'm going to bring you over to my wheel and we'll get right into it. So as always, I will be spinning on my trusty Kromsky Symphony, and I'm gonna get right into it without any pre-drafting or splitting of the fiber or anything like that, because I wanna see exactly how it spins up right out of the package. It is a very buttery draw. It slips right out. I'm not noticing a significant difference in the way that the merino and the Shetland fibers draw out, but I think I will have to cross thread this to stop it from running away from me. We're just gonna cross thread it over to the other side so you can see that it goes through one hook and through the other hook on the other side before winding onto the bobbin, and that way it'll prevent me it'll prevent the bifiber from running away from me. So let's spin a little more. I'm gonna be doing kind of a short backwards draw. I think that's where this fiber wants to be. The Shetland is really toothy and it sticks together wonderfully. It's very easy to draw without too much slippage here. I think it doesn't behave like a superwash merino. It's not really behaving the way that I expect a low micron count merino to, and I think that's because of the recycled fibers blended in and the Shetland, making it a little toothier, a little less buttery, a little more rustic. Let's see the ply back on this. Oh, that's a very fine yarn. Very pretty. I'll bring you in here so I can show you. So I've got a little length of plyback here. Quite fine in some places, but slubby where the tweedy fiber is blended in. So please enjoy a little sped up footage of me spinning through this fiber, and then I will come back at the end to report back. Okay, I'm about 40% of the way through this braid, and I just want to say it's so much fun. You're like spinning along with all this gray, and then you get this really fun pop of neon. How fun is that? Oh my gosh, these Tweety bits are the best. So I've just finished spinning up the first of 2 bobbins for the Cory Confetti fiber that I've been spinning up, and it's super beautiful. I'll insert some footage. That was really fun. I think because of the mix of fibers and especially the Tweety bits, it creates kind of a slubby, thick and thin situation, and I am going to go ahead and finish the rest of the braid on the second bobbin tomorrow, and then I will ply the whole thing up, and then I'll be back to show you how it all comes together in the end. See you soon. Hey, I'm back. So I have been spinning the La Bien Aimée Cory worsted on and off, and over the weekend on Friday or so I finished the singles and I let them rest over the weekend. It's Monday now, and I just want to jump in and show you how it looks like as a single before I move on to plying, and then I'll show you a little bit of the plying as well. So here we have it. So I've got here my 2 singles. They're not exactly the same, and I think it's just because I packed one a little more tightly than the other. So this one turned out a little floofier and this one a little firmer, but hopefully it'll all work out when I ply them. I did have to take a small break between the 2 singles because I had some other work projects going on, but I tried my best to match them and it turned out pretty well, I think. So look at those beautiful Tweety bits. I see some neon greens, some pinks, and it just created a really wonderful thick and thin texture. And I think the best way to spin this fiber is to do a semi-worsted long draw with a little bit of twist going through between your drafting fingers. It is nice and sticky. It will not want to run away from you too much. I did correct the nups a little bit. Like when the nups created a really thick section, I did stop and correct it and try to get it as even as I can, but to a point, I just let the fiber be what it wants to be. So that's always my philosophy with spinning, is that unless I'm trying to create something extremely specific, it's basically whatever the fiber wants to be. I listen to it. So let's go ahead and ply this up. So I am back now and I have finished spinning, plying, washing, and counting my yardage for this skein. I ended up with like a DK weight, but a little bit thick and thin. It is very difficult to spin a Tweety blend without it being thick and thin, and I did kind of a short backwards draw, which like a supported draw really, and it was Tweety. It was bumpy, and that's okay. I went into the spin just wanting to have fun, wanting to play with this fiber, wanting to see what it wants to be. I ended up with 193 yards, which I counted both counting my 2-yard loops and by using my new electric eel wheel yarn counter, and I came up with 193, 195 for each of them, and I counted twice. So I'm surprised that with 108 grams in the finished skein, I only got 192 yards, and yet it's very clearly DK weight. Sport weight in some places. That's quite odd and quite unusual for me. So I'm curious what happened there. I'm gonna have to experiment more with their fiber the next time I buy it. But it was such a joy, very easy to draft, no drama, just a really fun spin, and I'll have to find a nice little like neck scarf pattern or something to use it up. So I hope you have enjoyed this first look at La Bien Aimée's new Corey Confetti fiber line, and that you'll give it a try or let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you're spinning. I'm probably gonna dive into the Cashmere Merino blend next time, but I'll keep you all posted one way or another. So don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more fiber arts content. I hope I will see you next time, and I'll talk to you soon.